Losing my daughter was the hardest part. That spiraled me into a pretty deep depression, which affected my work life, my personal life. I ended up losing my job, which made it even harder again. I know there's plenty of help out there, but when you're in a depression, you're not really looking for that. You're having to go to Centrelink offices, going to appointments with job networks, trying to balance a work life as well as trying to get some form of a friend or social life. I am pretty lucky. I had a fair bit of support from the people that I worked with. Older men who have been through it before, so they helped me out quite a lot. Emotionally, not financially. I wouldn't ask that. Surviving on Centrelink allowance is very difficult, to the point where I was having to pay $300 a week just for renting out a cabin to try to survive. It didn't work. Even with rent assistance, I was barely getting $450 a fortnight. So week to week, I'd be in arrears and pretty much have to hustle to get the money. I'd be collecting TVs off the side of the road and taking them to cash converters to try and get some money for them so I could literally keep a roof over my head. And then going from church to church to get meals at least every couple of days. I think the worst part about living below the poverty line was actually trying to get a job. If you can't afford to keep your clothes clean, you can't afford to keep yourself well fed. You look disgusting. You look malnourished. I got down to 55 kegs and I'm 6'2", so I didn't think I looked like I'd be appropriate for any job. I couldn't keep myself clean shaven. It was very difficult, and there were all those other aspects of shame, hunger. The hardest part was trying to get a job and get back into the industry. I did have a job network, but they didn't really take into the fact that I'm homeless. I'm struggling to get meals. They were like, here's a fresh, clean pair of clothes. Now go and get a job. I distinctively remember one of the ladies said to me, she was like, we have a job lined up for you, but I'm worried that you're not going to pass the drug test. I don't do drugs. That really upset me, because if that's the way my job network is going to treat me, what's an employer going to treat me like? I was volunteering every day. I'd either be doing gardening or maintenance, and we ended up building a vegetable and herb garden. Then the food would come from Oz Harvest and local bakeries. Eventually we had a few conversations about how I used to be a chef, and the next thing you know, we organised to do the meals for the homeless, and I was able to take a meal home for myself, up to 3 times a week. So I was able to put some weight back on, feel a lot better, and have a bit of a purpose. It gave me the chance to save up a bit of money. That way I could get a car, which made it a lot easier. And by then, everything started to fall into place.